Ooh, yeah. I got a date. I got a date. I can't be late. I got a date. I got a date. I can't be late. Gotta look good. Gotta look good. Gotta look good. Oh yeah, I look good. I look good. She'll really like me. She's gonna dig me. Chicks dig me. Hey, it's me, YouTube, Stefan. How you doing? Talking waxers. How you feeling? Okay. Let's see who's in the comments over here. Hey, Johnny B, I see you. I see you, Debbie. There you are, hon. How you doing? All right. Wendy's back. Glad she's doing good. Back to work. Okay. Okay. Here's what we got going on today. Really special. Really special. I'm glad you guys all here enjoying the night with us. But I have a special guest tonight. That's right. We're going to talk vinyl. We're going to get to know each other. Hey, Jeff Davidson, I see you over there. I want you guys all to remember, subscribe, share it out. It's all good, right? It's all going to be fun. And remember, everybody, one thing, right at the bottom, right there. Subscribe now, not later, but now. Let's do that now, okay? But our next guest is coming up here. Special guest. We're going to talk to her. You know what? Check this out before we introduce her. Bam!
Talking wax. Talking wax. All right. Wax. Talking wax.
That was pretty impressive, right? You guessed it right. Tawny Kitaen is on tonight. That's right. I would stare at this record all the time, and who would ever know that tonight, and I'll be speaking with her right here, and so will you. Ladies and gentlemen, people of YouTube, welcome Miss Kitaen. Hi. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I've been waiting over here for you for a long time, but it's okay. I got a table for us. It's going to be good. Are you okay? Come on, sit down. Sit down. Let's sit down.
Listen, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Am I allowed to ask you a question?
You can ask me.
Thank you. So the promo that you just showed,
Hmm.
did it have the Whitesnake music to it, or did you make that yourself?
Wait, Whitesnake, who's that?
I don't even know.
I don't even know
liked
that
your
band.
version. I liked your version better. I want a copy of that.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little secret. The
Okay,
guy
tell me.
singing that song is my friend Mark Slaughter from the band Slaughter.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, that's who's singing that. He wrote that for me. He's a good friend of mine, and I got to give him props out there. So thank you. That's the Talking Wax theme. And I figured, you know what?
You know what? That music up against that image of whoever that girl was.
Yeah.
I liked that music so much better than the original song that came with it. So props.
Well, you know what, honey? I needed when I asked Mark, I go, Mark, I need something sexy, but I want to bring something back when I was a kid that made me happy. My generation, you'd watch all like Starsky and Hutch, but something a little sexy. But you brought the sex back into it. You made it even sexier. It's so great. You completed the song. You complete me. That's it. That's it. I'm doing good. Hey, for everybody out there, this is a good first date over here on Talking Wax. So thank you very much. Just help me out. Give me the questions to ask her because we're going to sit down. I have my Soli pineapple, and if they're watching, I do take endorsements. I'm Jewish. Okay. On that note,
too.
I was going to ask you if you're Jewish. Really?
Do you know what I always get when I was in the business when I'm younger? They would say, "What is the origin of your last name?" And I'd say, "Well, I'm Jewish." And I'd always get, "Funny, you don't look it." And I'm like, "Well," they're like, "Did you get a nose job or something?" I'm like, "No, this is just how I was born." But yeah, no, I'm Ashkenazi Jew.
Oh my God. So am I. I can never pronounce it right. I speak.
My mommy would be so happy.
Are you really? My dad's from Haifa, Israel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had two bar mitzvahs.
Do you know, I just found this out. Do you know that you can go on a live camera to the Wailing Wall in Israel? No. You just go into like Google Cams like live stream Google cams, and
Yeah.
you can go and watch people at the Wailing Wall in Israel.
Oh my God, how
How
cool!
crazy is that?
Did you do it? Did you go on the cam?
Yeah, of course I did. I
But
was
what
like,
about?
can
Is,
somebody put a note in the wall for me?
I was in this. Yes,
Yeah, exactly. Like
I was going to
I've
ask.
got some wishes that I want to come true. Can you please? Like I've got some
Oh,
blessings, that yeah. Mm-hmm.
oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Alexa would not know that information.
Have you ever been to the wall?
No, I haven't. But I've given plenty of notes to friends that have gone over there.
Really?
So my words are inscribed in some cracks in the wall, hole in the wall.
It was 1980. I was there when I had my bar mitzvah. I was,
Oh,
and it was
right.
it was insane. But at the time I was there, the Lebanon war was going
I was
on.
gonna say, it must have been pretty scary back then.
It was. Well, Haifa is where my grandmother lived. So then Lebanon was almost. It was like kind of the distance from Los Angeles to Vegas, but you could see the sky from Lebanon light up. Oh my God!
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
This is it.
I bet you people tuning in right now did not think that this conversation was going to go.
This is a good conversation. This is good because we're going to get
We were on a date. As you
That's
were saying
right.
earlier. Yeah. This would be a great opening conversation.
That's right. So for you people out there that don't know what it's like to go on a date, you got to learn. You got to learn from Adika. Not only you have to learn. That's right.
Especially today, in today's world where everybody just shoots everybody in an emoji. Nobody calls anybody anymore. No. So I think the reason why the world is so lonely right now, it's not because no one can find anybody. It's because nobody knows how to be on a date. So they're scared to go out on one.
They are scared. I think you can help people in the audience because we have people in the chat here and any women out there that are scared in this world. Like right here, look at Ryan Noodle. I pronounce his name. Ryan Noodle. I've learned a lot from Adika.
Ryan. Wait, from tonight?
He's learning a lot. He's learning a lot from me right there. Look, he's just saying, look, and then look at Chris Pace over here. This is a real conversation.
Chris, I personally love you. Thank you so much. This is a real conversation. Don't go to NBC with Lester Holt. Don't go there.
No.
Come here. This is where you're going to get the hard-hitting news, the good stuff. The news and the love mixed together. We're going to Israel it out and love at the same time.
I think so. Right here, we got Darnell. She goes, Debbie wants to know how to date Nikki 6. Well, Nikki is married, unfortunately, girls.
I never dated Nikki 6. I dated someone else in that band.
Now we're gonna
Nikki 6.
Wait, hold on. We're gonna get there because I know you're.
Did I just out myself?
We're gonna all go there.
Oh God. You just outed me. That's so not fair.
Wait. You dated? I didn't know that. Did you? Did you date Tommy Lee?
Put that up?
That's my assistant that does the comments. Did you date Tommy Lee?
Tell him 86 it.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, don't tell me. I need my assistant. Look, it's my wife. No, the assistant is my wife. That's my wife. But I have a date tonight.
I love your wife.
That's my
Second of all, I bet get her over here.
She won't come. Okay, I want to tell you something. Okay, hold on. I want to tell people how the hell with Tommy and all the other people. It's about me and you right now. When I first saw your Instagram, I was like looking at it. I'm like, oh my God, I got to get her on the show. So I saw you were friends with Earl Skakel, a mutual friend of ours. And I asked Earl's a great guy. And
why do you think he's going to be my future husband?
So then I go, how can I get her on my show? So then I'm like, I go to my wife, I go, do me a favor, you write to her because I don't want to write and all crazy and I don't want to, say anything wrong and offend anybody.
Yeah.
So then my wife's right. And all of a sudden you're liking all my stuff. And then you went dark. I go, what happened? I go to my wife, what did you write to her? I go, she's not writing back. What happened? And I needed to get your phone number, but I didn't want to be creepy and call you up, because it's like I didn't want to be I didn't want to be Harvey Weinstein or whatever,
Which,
just say.
by the way, never mind.
Okay, but I'm humorous and crazy.
I'll keep that one quiet.
Keep that one quiet.
I'm going to.
But then finally, after nudging my wife and bugging Earl, do me a favor, I got you on the show. Now I'm very happy because.
How happy are you right now?
Right there. What is this?
God.
What is this picture? Look at this. Okay, you don't have. You could plead the fifth. You could plead the fifth right now. Look at this question right here.
No, I can't plead the fifth because you got receipts. Debbie.
I mean. Let's be honest over here. No guy can compete with the guy. You can't compete with that.
That's not true. And second of all, doesn't that just look like a hair commercial? That just
it does look like a hair commercial.
A hair commercial, if anything.
It does look like a hair commercial. I got to know something about you. I want to know when you were a kid.
These are my, by the way, these are my I've got shorts on. So don't.
You got your shorts on.
These are shorts.
Listen, want me really put icing on this cake? I'm not looking there. I'm looking at your eyes first of all.
Oh, I love you.
Thank you very much. See, I'm looking right at your eyes.
I think I said something like that about you when I first came on. I said, "You're such a handsome guy."
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Make me blush. See, Amber, people. See, see
what the assistant's gonna do.
That's right, the assistant. It's easy because
oh my god, I love her.
She's funny.
Too cool.
My wife and I had such a crazy long relationship, and this is not about me. This is about you. So people out there that they don't want to know, but when I was playing in LA and the Cat Club owned by Slim Jim Phantom, and I was playing up forever. And I met her in LA. I was playing with Gilby Clarke from Guns N' Roses. I was in his band. And I met her at the Key Club. And I walked up there and I had the vest on and she could see the tattoos. I was about to go on stage and I'm like, oh yeah. And then we had it was like Sid and Nancy without the drugs. We had so much drama in our lives where Sid and Nancy without it was, and it was me. And then one day I came to a situation. I didn't want to be like the movie Shampoo, Warren Beatty by myself. So I said to her, let's put our cards on the table. Everything I did, I'll admit to you, and you do the same this way, or let's just walk away and shake hands. No more hurting each other. That's it.
How long after you guys have been seeing each other?
Amber, right in there. Was it going like how many years? Was it 7 to 10 around in that time? Amber, how many? Speaking of incredible, it was a long time. Look at my wife. Speaking of incredible guys, Amber, how many years was that? Put it in there.
No. How long had you guys been dating before you decided to do this?
To do the settle down, to do
like you said.
Well, she put a 8 years. He abused me for 8 years.
Wait, yeah, he abused me for 8 years. How did she? Okay, now I need to talk to her. I want to know how she
We don't have enough time. I only have 30 minutes with you. Then you're leaving.
I'll give you longer.
Okay.
Oh my God! I'm just going to be nice to her. Now she's bringing up all my old boyfriends.
No. You don't understand. We're gonna. This is awesome. Look at this. Lisa King goes, "This is awesome. Love you, Tawny. Look. This is so cool. Amber, you got a real. This is Debbie. These are great women that are big fans of the show. I'm so glad they're here tonight.
Hi, Amber. Hi, girls.
Look at this. Oh, how about this one? Xandra's ratted me out. Debbie, he needs to tell the story of hiding in the closet again.
I love Jon Stewart. How was he? You know what?
What is this?
First of all, it's now become her show. She has hijacked this thing from you. I just want you to know. She has made this thing go in a completely different direction than you wanted it to go. I am now going to answer her questions.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Do you want me to make the screen big when you're talking? Do you want us together? Like when you talk this way, it's like this. I want you to.
Oh my God.
You look great. You look great. You like it like this. Tell me how you like it. No, I
Right.
didn't mean. Tell me. I want you to be comfortable. Get comfortable. We'll be here for. Debbie, is John Stewart well endowed too? What the hell is this?
Okay, I'm not answering any about well endowed because I can't. Is John Stewart nice? He is. Debbie. John Stewart is one of the nicest guys. I was just about to bring up another guy. I was going to say he was nicer than John Stewart. And I'm not going to wrap myself out. I'm sure your assistant's going to come up with that picture next.
Do tell. Okay. Well,
no, the nicest guy I ever dated. I wonder if she can find a picture of me and him.
The nicest guy you ever dated.
And everyone in the world knows he's the nicest guy in the world.
Okay. Well, ladies in the audience, you guys, inquiry minds want to know, and if you guys out there in the audience, ladies know, please. Debbie goes, please.
Can I just go ahead? Finish what you're saying. Then I want to make.
I have nothing important to say. Debbie just says,
okay.
Please tell us who you.
No, I just want to make one statement before any more of this goes on.
Yes.
Okay. So it seems like I've dated. I have an eyelash in my eye. Girls, you can relate to that. It seems like I've dated a lot of famous guys. Well, it's like your high school. When you date a guy in your high school and you break up, you don't know anybody else except for the guys that are in your high school. So you date another guy in your high school. So it wasn't like I was out, looking for famous guys or they were out looking for a famous girl. We're all in the same high school together. So when you break up and you find another boyfriend, they just happen to be in that same famous high school that you're in. So that's what it's like. It's not like that you're out searching for. It's not a coincidence that all my boyfriends were famous. It's just
where you hung out. You hung out in the high school halls, and that's what was walking by.
That's who was walking around my house.
Yeah, I totally get it.
I turn the corner. There's Tommy Lee. What am I supposed to do?
Say no.
He asks me out.
You say no. I'm waiting for Adika.
He did say no. Why did you say me so hard?
Really?
Oh my goodness! Now here comes Steve.
Now is the dog's name Steve?
You know what? Everybody, my ex-husband, I'll tell you, my ex-husband got a little jealous. 16 years we've been divorced, and he said to me, "Why is your dog named Steve?" Like I'm holding some love for some guy named Steve, and I couldn't get him anymore, so I named my dog after him. I was like, I wanted to say to him, "Are you jealous of my dog?" But yeah, no, his name was Nigel. Oh my God!
Wait, is that Seinfeld?
I am leaving.
Who's that? Who is it?
It's over.
Who is that? Don't go. That's my wife is trying to ruin our relationship. Me and you are doing so good here.
Trying to ruin our relationship.
She's Amber. I want to know about Steve the dog. The Steve's a good name. Look.
I'm going to tell you about.
Look right here. The comment.
Hey, Steve is a cool name. Thank you, Steve. Steve. Okay, Steve. So this is what happened. So he's a rescue. I'd never rescued a dog before. I was like Paris Hilton, buying those ridiculous $5,000 little let me carry me in your bag, ridiculous dogs. And so I decided to rescue him. And his story was that his last owner was a man, and he beat him with a baseball bat.
Oh my God.
And his name was Nigel. Oh my God. I don't even know who that person was.
Oh my God. Never.
I don't even know who that person was.
I don't even know anything. Why would you put
I have no now they're just picking up people that I used to know, not even date. So anyway, I didn't want him to get I didn't want him. Okay. I'm hanging up.
Don't hang up. Okay. No.
Your wife is going to sabotage the interview that you wanted
This
to
is
get
going
so
so
bad.
good. I
It was
just
going good.
this was going to. I just did Don McLean American Pie the other day, Friday,
Yeah.
and yeah, and
Didn't
it
go
wasn't
this
like
good.
this. It wasn't like this good. No,
It
no.
didn't go this good at all.
There was no good. There was no juice there.
No. And why would it be? I mean, just because you knew somebody doesn't mean you dated him.
Listen,
Anyway, so
my wife dated some monsters, so don't let me get there. Okay, all right. So go ahead. All right.
anyway, so I thought I don't want to keep calling him that because post-traumatic syndrome.
Yeah.
Or heard of something like that. So I thought, I know what I'm going to do. So for everybody out there, this is a really good lesson. And this is my tip. I made it up. If anyone wants to take credit for it, I'll get you. Change the dog's name. Change the dog's name so the memories don't, right? So I changed him to Steve. And everybody says to me, why Steve? And I always say, why not Steve? Everybody says to me, why Steve?
$6 million man, Lee Major, Steve Austin.
Oh, there you go.
My name is Stefan, but my mom spelled it Steven.
Of somebody that I didn't date, we're not going to care what your real name is because I'm hanging up on you and your
don't hang up on me. Don't hang up. But people used to call me Stovetop Stuff, and I was so upset about it. And then I wanted my name to be Steve. And then when I got older, I go Stefan because it sounded French. Yeah. But then I changed the spelling with an F. Now, was a dog, when you changed the dog's name to Steve, was it confused at first? Like when you know, whatever the other name was?
You know what? It's so funny. I changed my name too. When I was 12 years old, was I confused? No, I would just hold his face and go, Steve, how are you? Steve? And then he'd walk away and I'd grab him back and he'd go, Steve. And so I just kept doing that. I think I'm going to do that to my next husband to make sure he doesn't leave me.
Change his name. What was wait, you changed your name?
When I was 12 years old, I was born Julie.
Okay.
And I changed it to Tawny when I was 12.
See, I want to know because I don't know all this. Because I didn't want to know. I want when you meet somebody for the first time, you want it to be interesting.
You know what? When you meet someone for the first time, don't Google them.
No.
Get to know them from them. Don't read like what your assistant's doing.
No.
On the Google.
No.
And find out a bunch of BS about them that's not even true.
I know.
Get them information from them.
I know nothing, only a couple of things. I know about the video you did for Talking Wax, which I'm a big fan of because it's Talking Wax. You did a great, but I know the Out of the Cellar album because I remember that album cover. It was a huge one. And then the EP also, it's funny. And we were talking earlier because Bobby Blotzer, he's a friend of mine and we jammed together and it's a small world how everybody meets up with each other.
High school.
High school. I used to work at Playmates. That was my high school. You remember this place, Playmates on Hollywood Boulevard? Lingerie store, Wilcox in Hollywood.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I was the manager there.
Oh my God. I had money. I would go in there and buy like fishnets or whatever. I do remember.
It was a legendary place. Remember the side of the building had all the stars, all the Hollywood stars? How cool is that? It's so cool.
You know what? You can't even go down there anymore.
It's so sad, isn't it? Hollywood was so cool. Now, back in our day, we'll say it. How cool is it?
Oh, it was way cool. Like, I'll have friends that come out to visit, and the first place they want to go is Hollywood Boulevard. And I'm like, here's the keys to my car. Enjoy yourself.
I wouldn't. It's a whole nother world. Okay, so let me ask you, because where did you grow up? I
grew up in.
Oh, there's a website called Who's Dated Who. Can we clear the air right here, right now? Okay. Am I on that website? Don't even ask who I dated because I don't want to. Amber, do not say. Don't kill it. Don't ruin me.
I have been on that website before, and there's some of my leading men on there, and they were just my leading. Yeah. See? Okay, wait. Let me see. I'll tell you. I'll tell you how many.
The guy from Fame, Lee.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I dated 9 of those guys. And
Oh my
how
God,
many are up there?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there's 12. Look at that. Dottie?
Dodie
That's
Diane.
Dodie. Dodie. Is that the wait? Why do I know the name? Oh, Princess Di.
Diane.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
He's definitely-
I saw on there David Lee Roth. Now I'll tell you a story. See, did you date David Lee Roth?
No, David Lee Roth. And I was dating Pete Angelis, who was the lighting director who became the manager.
Manager.
And David lived with us. And David and Pete and I were the three amigos. And we would, when we weren't touring together, we were vacationing together. And like I said, he lived with us. And
Yeah.
so I know David very well. I'm in his book. He wrote that I dated his sound guy and his lighting guy. And I wanted to strangle him when he said that. But I'll get him back in my book because I have so many good David Lee Roth stories.
Are you doing a book? Are you working on a book?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm in the process.
That's cool. When do you want to get that? When do you want to finish it by? You would like to?
I would like to finish it. I would like to finish it in the next 6 months. It's going to take me a while. I'm not good with pen and paper. I was diagnosed when I was younger as having dyslexia. And back in our day, we were, my teacher actually wrote on my report card, I think I was in 3rd grade, she wrote, Julie is, so this is before I changed my name, she goes, Julie is so smart, but she's so stupid.
Oh, wow.
Actually wrote that on my report card. So that's what they thought. They had no idea. I mean, if you said that about a kid today, are you kidding me? So you know what it's like. It's terrible to grow. So spelling, writing is very difficult. So I'm doing all of mine in voice, tape recorder, and then my writer is dictating. And
yeah, it's this. I grew up the same way, and I quit school at a young age, and I turned to music or I turned to old Hollywood. I hated school. It was either the Beatles or the old book Hollywood Babylon. I love the old Hollywood stories. I love it. I get so infatuated from even the Fatty Arbuckle scandals, like all that stuff. And I'd get so into the old silent films, Marilyn Monroe, all that stuff. Don McLean, you know what he told me about Marilyn Monroe? He is a fan of going to famous sites. And he
who is this?
The singer of American Pie.
Oh,
bye, Miss. All right, he would go and look, like found Marilyn Monroe's home, like we all did, the wall, and just all these this cool stuff.
Rob Crosby and I used to do that.
Did he do it? Did he?
We'd drive up to Los Angeles, but we actually went the other way. We went for the rich people's homes because we were dreaming of, I wanted to be a famous actress and he wanted to be a rock star. And we had no money, and we would drive up in his VW van that the bands used to put all their equipment in to play for the gigs. Yeah. And we would park on the side of the road up in the hills and sleep by the curb in the van.
Wow.
And I was 16. He was 17.
Oh, so you guys were young when you met. I didn't know that. Oh, so you knew him, Robbin, before the rat thing all exploded.
Oh yeah, that's how they got signed.
And so you knew Bobby way before.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Because of me dating Pete Angelis from Van Halen, and Rob asked Robbin. It was never Robin. It was Rob, but they changed it when everyone called him Robin. So Rob called me and asked if Pete could come see the band play at Gazzari's for a special show for him. And Pete did. And he said, change this, get this person off the mic, add another guitar player, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then had a little something to do with having them signed. And that's how and so they asked me to do most of their album covers.
So you did the first one. I think we have it up here. Can you pull up the first EP with Rat? Would you think you're tough on it? I remember buying that album. Is that your legs on the cover?
Yeah.
That
And
right there. That's you. Okay, I
that's
always
me.
wondered that. Wow.
And the story behind that is Rob was on one side of me and Stephen Piercy was on the other side of me. And they both had cages of mice. And they
Oh,
would
really?
take handfuls of mice and throw them at me so that the mice would cling on to my fishnets. And
So
that's, yeah.
no way. So those mice are really clinging on to you right there.
Oh, that's before.
Those are real mice just running like
real. And I was like, you guys, you've got to stop, like, please. And ironically, it was Slows. You know Neil Slowshauer?
yes, the photographer,
Okay,
yes.
Most famous rock photographer. He was shooting. Was shooting the album covers. And ironically, I'd met Slows because of Van Halen. Yeah. And then years later, it's so funny how your life maps out. Then years later, I hired Slows to shoot a bunch of Whitesnake stuff. So
you did.
You know, it just teaches you gotta always be nice and kind, people, to everybody that you meet, because you never know when you're gonna run into them again.
You never know. It's true. That is true.
Very true. So I teach my kids. But yeah, so those mice. That was
so
the
above shot. Okay, so you see the legs, the cool shoes, the beautiful legs, but how about above?
Shoes. I didn't even get to go buy new shoes for that.
Oh, really? And what above? Were you freaking like the picture of you above? Were you nervous or like?
There's pictures of Rob and I that Neil took that they're somewhere. I'm sure your assistant can find them.
Oh, I wish he would.
She seems to be able to find everything. But there's a picture of above that I was freaking out. How would you like to have all those?
No.
And they didn't just like shoot for 5 minutes. It was like an hour session of nothing but mice being thrown on me.
Were they throwing them like this? The mice?
They weren't throwing them like baseballs, but they were
tossing them. Yeah.
They were tossing them at me. And then I could feel them clawing onto my fishnet stockings. And then,
you can remember like yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
Like the feeling,
I remember that album cover more than I remember the out of the Cellar.
Wow, that's crazy.
That was traumatizing.
I remember buying that album. I remember I bought it in Queens because I was dating my first girlfriend. So I was about 17, 18. I was about 17, 18. Yeah. And I bought that record album. And wow, I remember putting it on. And
you know what? I'll tell you, forget the fact that it's me. Mm-hmm. It's just the lighting.
It looks good. Look at it.
Shoes,
perfect.
The black on either side. It's just so.
Cool.
Of course, Neil Slowshauer. You know, it's just a really wonderful. It's a great album cover.
It's a great record too. You know, I remember. Yeah, it's great. I remember seeing Rat play this club in Brooklyn called L'Amour's in Brooklyn, and then I remember seeing Bon Jovi open up for Rat in the Meadowlands. Is that crazy when you think about it? And then I remember being on an airplane with Bobby Blotzer, and he had the same hat that on Golden Pond Henry Fonda wore, this golf hat. And I go, look at this. It's Henry Fonda. I'm sitting next to the plane. And he got all mad at me. He got all mad at me on the plane. I go, come on. I go, Blotz, come on, man. But I buzz chops, but he's all right with me. But that's a great album. Okay, you could take that off that album cover. That's a good one.
I like that one. Thank you.
That's interesting. That's an interesting story on that. I didn't know that, huh? So you guys knew you and Robbin that young. You guys were babies. So it was
babies.
It's like me and my first girlfriend.
What? I'm sorry?
That was like me and my first girlfriend. We were so young, 16, 17. We knew nothing. We thought we knew everything.
Yeah. And you know what's so amazing is I was with him up until the very end of his life.
You were? Wow.
Yeah. You know, he got AIDS and he died eventually. Well, that's not what killed him, but it was killing him. And he was in Cedars, and
Mhm.
he didn't get really skinny. It blew him up. He got
He got
really,
bloated.
and Cedars couldn't. The hospital couldn't couldn't take care of him anymore. So they put him in a rest home on La Brea.
Oh, really?
Brea past like Olympic, a place that Rob would have never ever wanted to be, but in a rest home, in a old folks home. So
Yeah.
he would call me, and I would drive up every 2 weeks and bring him peppermint schnapps, and the nurses would yell at me and say he's not allowed to have any alcohol, and I'd say he's dying. What difference does it make? Let him
Yeah.
have what he wants to have, for God's sakes. So I completely ignored him, and every 2 weeks I'd bring him a couple bottles of peppermint schnapps and sit with him and talk about the old times, old days, and some of the things that he said to me just break my heart when I think about it. And then I was driving up to see him, and I called ahead, and the nurse said that he had checked himself out. I was like, he checked himself out? And I turned around and went home and got a call the next day that he had his roadie check him out of the old folks home, and he did a fatal dose of heroin and took his life.
That's what did it. And so did he die in around June in 2001, 2000, around
Yeah.
that time?
Yes.
The reason why I know that is because I was playing with Dee Dee Ramone at the time, and Dee Dee Ramone died, I think it was June 5th, 2001, and we were in a band together, and he died that week. We were supposed to go on to like Seattle, Washington. So I went somewhere with Eric Singer, who plays in Kiss now. We went to a party that week. He goes, come me to a party, because I was all down about my friend passing away. And I bumped into Nikki Sixx, I remember, and I didn't know Nikki, but Eric kind of knew him and introduced me. And then he goes, oh, this is Stefan, played with Dee Dee Ramone. And then Nikki Sixx said to me, oh, I'm sorry about your friend. He goes, I lost my friend too, meaning Robbin.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah. So I remember that. Mhm.
Well, yeah.
So it was 2001, correct?
Mhm.
I am correct. Wow.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
and to me, that seems like yesterday, all that, you know?
I mean, I thank God have pictures of us from back then. I took a couple of us when I went up to visit him, and I'm so grateful that I have those last images, because to go with somebody, to know someone, with the exception of the first 16 years of their life, to know them all the way till the
Yeah.
end, and to go through everything that we went through. And you would have thought that because he was my first love, I was his first love. I went off and had my own career. He had his own career, that we would have lost touch somewhere along the way. And we never did.
You never did.
Yeah. So, I know he loved me till the very end, and I loved him.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that. That's a touching story, but you know what?
He was
Yeah.
my first love, so it gets me.
I get it. No, I totally get it. I totally get it. I just got actually chills you saying it. So yeah. But yeah, that's a tough one. Now we go on to Out of the Cellar, which was a great record, another great album. That was the album, and that's you. Can you look at that album right here? Now, where was this? Who took this one? Was that Neil took that one again?
Neil took that one too. Yeah, I believe Neil took that one too.
What a great picture! Do you remember where they shot that at, or?
No, but I remember that the ground that I was kneeling on was as rocky and as hurtful as what you see in the foreground of that picture. So I remember, I mean, listen, everyone thinks, how easy that would be. I mean, that was tough. That was a tough photo shoot. I mean, sure, having mice thrown on you for an hour wasn't fun either, but that was what does that say? The Rat
These
album.
rat albums are impossible to find. Yeah, they're like
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
you can go on eBay. Like,
Mhm.
I wish I would have kept all my memorabilia. So I go on eBay, and they're like $900,
Wow.
$2,000, and I'm like, it's me. Can you just give it to me, please? I don't have that album cover. I wish I
You don't
did.
have it's iconic too. That's like a real like just a classic, one of those classic albums from the 80s. It's really is when you think about it. I
You
mean,
know,
it's
it's when I do, the rock and roll Comic Cons or whatever, what have you.
yeah.
I always sign because it's me. So I always sign my name in where the light comes up. Right? Wouldn't that
Yeah.
be my spot to sign?
Yeah,
Well,
totally. Yeah.
Steve Piercy and I were doing a convention, the same convention, and there were a bunch of people who had that album, and they, wanted me to sign it and have him sign it. So they were coming to me first, so I was signing in my spot. I guess that really pissed him off because someone came back to me with that album, and they went, "Can you sign this?" And Steven had taken my spot, and he signed his autograph in the light. And I was like, "You little brat."
Oh my
You
god, lead singer
little
syndrome.
brat.
Lead singer syndrome. That's
Lead
right.
singer syndrome.
That's right.
Which people don't believe is real. It's totally real.
Totally true.
Totally.
Totally
I
true.
married one. I know it's real.
That's totally. And it's funny. Rat. They went through so many changes, and you can't replace Steven's voice. It's the same thing with Motley Crue. You can't change them. It's like that's the signature sound. I actually had the pleasure of jamming with Steven at the Cat Club because he would come and jam with us, and he turned around and he goes, "Oh, you should join my solo band." But he was he was a little out to lunch. He was a little out to lunch. Yeah, he was a little out to lunch. Earl's good friends with him, but he's a great, for the Rat stuff, he's such a great singer, man. And they had such great songs. And do you know Robbie Crane by chance that played with them later on, the bass player?
No.
The later version? No.
I don't know.
Look at this.
Tawny is already one of your
She's one of your best guests. I sense a part 2. I definitely sense a part 2.
Alexander, thank you. That is so sweet.
Ashley's from London, and thank you, Ashley.
Is girl's girl. I like Ashley.
Well, no, Ashley's a guy. I thought he was a girl too. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, Ashley! I'm so sorry. That's such a cool rock name, though. Is he from Britain?
He's from Britain. Yeah, he's a great guitar player.
Nigel. Great rock. That's a great rock name.
It's
Debbie, what did you say?
Debbie.
Mitch, Tommy has had an amazing. Debbie, we haven't even scratched the surface of what my life has been like.
No, I don't want to give it away. I want a part 2 with you. You promised me you're gonna come back to. We got to do a part 2.
Oh my goodness, we've got. I didn't even go in deep with all the Well, you stutter now. You go. What deep? I just can't wait for my book to come out.
You got to see. This book is going to be pretty good.
You know what? I don't want to do the writer that I'm working with. We decided not to do he told me about this girl who was a Playboy bunny, which I reminded him I turned down 5 times, and she dated John Elway, and that's her book. And I'm like, that's her book? She dated John Elway and she did Playboy? Do you know how many stories I have? Are you kidding? You can get a book out of dating one athlete and doing Playboy one time? And I thought, okay, and then we were talking about, God, my hat's off to her. Good for her.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. But we don't want to do it I dated this guy and I dated this guy and blah, blah, blah. And another tell-all, or really deep and really heavy. And so we're doing it in a light-hearted, funny kind of. It'll have its peaks and valleys, but I've got to keep it funny.
You got to keep.
Funny.
Look over here, Tony and Susie Miller. Look what they're saying to you.
Drop Dead Gorgeous. Are you kidding? Learn to take a compliment. Learn to take a compliment. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate that.
Look at Rob Grady over here.
Tawny, please come back. Rob, thank you. Speaking of England, I want to know if she really dated John Taylor from Duran Duran. Yes.
Wow. Now I have a friend of mine that actually played drums with. I have a friend that played drums for Duran Duran.
Oh, really?
Yes, he did. I don't know if he played with John Taylor in the band, but he has some funny stories too. He also his other job is he's the Vaultmeister. Frank Zappa. Are you into Frank Zappa by chance?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he handles all the tapes.
Oh, okay, sure.
And then he's like one of those drummers that plays all. He's just great, but he really loves glam rock. But he's like the Vaultmeister. Takes care of all the tapes. But he played with Duran Duran. He has some funny stories. Wait, hold. And I was going to bring him up here, but hold out, Tony. Don't go all the way with Adika on the first date. I don't think she should. I don't think she should. I think you're totally right.
I don't know why I haven't played Harder to Get because
this is a good date. This is a good date.
And never give it up on the first date.
No, this is good. I don't want to give. I want a second date with you. I want a long relationship with you. How about that? You know.
Can I say something about the John Taylor thing real quick?
Yes.
Smiled like a Cheshire cat there. I'm just so proud of myself with that one because he was so hot.
He was good looking.
He still is.
He's still a good looking guy.
The day, he was like the cat's meow. He was the guy to get.
When did you date him? What era of Duran Duran was that?
Oh God, they were. I mean, we had to go out the kitchen we couldn't even go out the front of the hotel when we were getting on the tour bus.
Really?
They were huge, yeah. But I remember he was at my house. It's 3:00 in the morning, and he went in to use the restroom, and my roommate didn't know that he was back from tour, and she was naked, and she walked into the bathroom and turned the light on and started screaming, "Oh my God, it's John Taylor, it's John Taylor," forgetting she was naked standing there in the bathroom.
That's great.
And so when I think of him, I think of that story of her,
Were you living in Hollywood at the time?
I was living in Hollywood, yeah.
Do you remember where in Hollywood?
Yeah, I was living on Blackburn, at the corner of right down the road from Fred Siegel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, down that way.
So your roommate, it's like having a Beatle in your house at that time because
right.
they were so
that's what I mean. That's why she was screaming. She completely forgot she was naked, and she was like, it's John, it's Paul McCartney, it's
totally. It's totally
John Taylor.
That is, and what was going on in your life, in your career at that time when you were dating him? Is this after the whole Ratt albums and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, I think. Wait, do I say it? Oh yeah, when was that? Well, I know it was after Bachelor Party.
Okay.
I know it was because our managers got in touch with each other. That's how John and I met. It's like one manager called another manager and said he'd like to meet her, whatever.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. That's so funny. The managers, huh? This call. So he probably saw Bachelor's Party. I got to meet this girl. Who's this girl? And also he's with you, and then he goes to the naked roommate pops out.
Months, the naked roommate pops up screaming, "Oh my God, it's John Taylor! It's John."
How about the naked? What did she do? That girl, the naked room. What was her story?
Well, she turned into be. Well, she's a pretty famous producer now, So I'm not going to give up who she is.
Okay. Okay. Just a naked. I'll keep it a naked roommate. Okay.
Yeah.
What movie did she work on?
No, she's a producer.
Well,
No, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, she's a music producer.
No.
Movie.
Yeah, movies and music videos.
You never dated John Mayer, did you?
No.
Okay. My sister's
No,
married
he
to his
can't
brother. Yeah, my sister's married to the older brother.
No, he
Carl.
couldn't be me.
Yeah.
He's not my type.
He's not rocker enough.
No, he's dated way too many. I'm on here. I've dated a screen.
You haven't dated anybody. Come on.
He's dated too many girls for me.
You're mellow. You know, you're my girl. You're mellow. It's fun. We're having a fun time. Don't worry. Don't listen to my wife. Leave her. leave us alone, Amber. This is a fun day. Look. I got candles over here. We're telling stories, and she has to put pictures of OJ and ruin my day. What's wrong with that lady?
Oh, I just got a text from someone saying you did an amazing. Oh, I think it was my Aunt Sue. Was it my Aunt Sue? She's watching.
Is your Aunt Sue on here?
No, she just sent me. Oh no, it wasn't my Aunt Sue. It was a friend of mine that just texted me. I guess they're watching the show.
Oh, they are. Hi.
Yeah, hi.
If they have a question for me, if they want to know about what's on my horoscope sign, I'll answer any questions.
What is yours? Wait,
I'm a Cancer. Oh, I told you.
Okay.
I didn't hold out long enough. Oh, I blew it.
You gave it up way too quick.
I'm over here giving you my information. That's it. I'm a Cancer.
Okay,
what are you?
Wait. I'm going to give you a hint.
Capricorn.
No.
I don't know. I'm thinking of a Kiss song. I'm Capricorn. She's a Cancer. So my picture in a music magazine.
Really curly.
See, that's the iconic hair. Look at this. Oh, there's Susan. I am here.
Oh, that's my aunt.
There she is. Hi, Susan.
Oh, hi. I love you. Oh, I'm so happy. She is. Okay, so I had a question.
Yeah.
I put questions out and on my Insta story. And I asked people to ask me questions. And one of the questions was, who is your hero? And I put my Aunt Sue. And she looks at my Insta stories every once in a while, but she didn't see that. So she doesn't know that she's my hero.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
Right now.
Now she's your aunt on which side?
She's my dad's sister.
Your dad's sister.
Yeah.
Oldest or youngest?
She's younger than my dad.
Uh-huh.
But she is who when I was a little girl, she was who I wanted to be. I wanted to grow up and be my Aunt Sue.
Really?
The coolest chick.
Tell me. What did she do? Like, what you looked up to her? What was the things that she was?
Well, she always. I love the beach, and there she is with my Uncle Michael. I love my Uncle Michael. Hi, Uncle Michael. I wonder. See the picture of them? Aren't they?
Yeah.
A couple. There's okay.
How long are they married for?
Oh my gosh, they've been married. Aunt Sue, how long has it been? Like 30 something? Oh, 35 years. 40, almost 40 years, maybe.
Wow.
40, yeah, maybe even probably. I'm so bad with time.
Wonderful.
Long time. Yeah, they have an amazing marriage. I mean, we could all be so lucky. But I was a surfer chick when I was growing up, and she kind of helped form that in me. She always had like a house down on the beach, and she just was always so cool and breezy and fun and light and airy, and nothing ever rattled her cage. She you just went with the flow with her, and she got so tan, and I always wanted to have this gorgeous tan like her. And she's just really,
that's so cool.
Like
She was carefree. She's a beach girl.
Yeah, beach girl. And like I said, nothing rattles her cage. And wow. I could have learned from that, in certain parts of my life. So I just, I always bring it back to her when I want to be calm, cool, and collective.
But you know what? Everybody in the audience gave out. So you're a Leo.
Oh,
no.
yeah. Well, I was trying to give you
That you're
all
trying
the
you're trying to
number.
get you're a Leo and so what is your birthday?
August 5th.
My daughter, who's 5, August 6th. And my
Rob-
mom is August 11th.
And Robin Crosby is August 4th.
Oh, really? He was a Leo
Yeah,
too.
he was the 4th. I was the 5th.
Wow.
And my aunt Sue knew him.
Wow.
Okay, Tommy, enjoy watching my Bachelor Party. Oh,
Working on did you did
Oh.
Tony enjoy working on
Oh.
Bachelor Party?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I enjoyed working on that. I enjoy working.
I know. Let me ask you, how are you doing now? Like with this whole
Yeah.
did you get a vax yet? I just got one.
You did?
I got
Are
one.
you
Yeah.
75?
No, where I live, you could get them. But I don't want to say where I live because I got people that stalk.
No, of course.
Yeah.
32.
You know, but did you in your area, can you get them where you're at or no?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it just was announced a day or two ago that anybody can get them.
It's so great. We have a doctor every Thursday on our show.
By the way,
that's on,
if you're still listening, I just want you to know that I love you so much, and I really do admire you, and you are my hero.
Oh, that's sweet. See that? That's lovely. That's lovely. I look. I got people over here watching over here. They're all like chiming in. So, how are you doing? Like with this whole COVID thing and this whole thing, like being this new world we live in, this Twilight Zone, I call it.
I love it.
You like it?
I do. Because I don't have to make any excuses for why I don't want to go out. Why I don't want to meet someone for dinner. Why I don't want to leave the house.
I know. Remember when we were young?
I mean,
when we were young, we'd run around. We wanted to go everywhere.
Absolutely. I'm at a stage of my life right now where it's like dinner. What time? 7? Sorry, too late.
Right?
Like 5 o'clock. That's good for me.
It's so true.
I'm not sexy anymore.
But you save money on clothes. You don't have to buy so many clothes like you used to.
Are you kidding? I buy clothes all the freaking time and I wear nothing.
Do you know, my wife told me Macy's is closing down. Is that crazy?
Listen, Neiman Marcus is closing down.
Wow.
That's my store. That's crazy.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
Neiman Marcus is closing down.
Wow.
And Macy's is saturated. Macy's is everywhere. Neiman Marcus is like one in LA, one down here where I live, one up in San Francisco. There's probably 4 in the state.
Yeah.
4, 5 maybe at the most. How many Macy's are there in California?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
So just sustain Macy's would be astronomical.
Yeah.
In this climate.
It's done. It's done.
There's a lot of things. There's so many things. I feel so bad. Why are you talking about Macy's?
It's like saying Coach versus because you told me today. Yeah, my wife bought me a shirt from Macy's today. She told me how great it was.
Okay, I just have to tell a story, and I will not tell who it was. One of those guys up there that she put that I was dating bought me a Coach purse.
Okay.
For Christmas. And that's why I broke up with him.
Really?
Yes.
Bought you a Coach. This is almost like the John Corabi story. And
because it wasn't Chanel. It was a Coach purse.
Oh my God. I gotta tell the John Corabi story.
Okay, tell me.
Oh, well, my buddy John Corabi, he replaced, for people who don't know John Corabi, he replaced Vince Neil Motley Crue for that second. So if you saw the movie The Dirt on YouTube, there's a guy that looks like anybody on Sunset Strip, that's supposed to be Corabi. But anyway, we went, played Wisconsin. It was me, Corabi, I think it was Slim Jim Phantom, Stray Cats. We would play a casino. And we're coming back from the airport. So Corabi goes, hey, at the time, his girlfriend, she's not with him now anymore. She stepped up. She's married to somebody bigger now. But she ended up I go, that's a nice purse. Why'd you just get her that? You know, you didn't get her anything. Now Amber's gonna get mad at me. So he goes, yeah, it's a good purse. And I think originally, it was at a Wilson's or something at the airport. I forgot what it was. Wait, what's that? The funny thing is, Stefan was there and didn't stop the purchase, suggesting he didn't see a problem. I didn't see a problem with it. Anyway, when John went back with the purse to his girlfriend, she ended up leaving him and marrying Larry David. I'll leave it at that. The true story over there. True story. She's now married to Larry David. That's how Larry David landed his new wife. That's a true story. Her name is Ashley, and she was friends with my wife. But that's a true story. And they probably still be.
I thought Larry David was divorced.
No, he married a girl.
Remarried.
He remarried this woman, Ashley Underwood.
Married.
They just got married.
I was gonna say
they were living together forever, and they probably John and her probably still be together if he didn't do the gig with me and I didn't pick out the purse at the airport.
Let this be a lesson, you guys. You gotta find out your girl's label level, and you can't buy anything underneath that label level. You can't.
You can't. Now, you know, I'm over the label thing myself, you know, because I have what's that? I bought some snake pants, some boots, and I'll never wear them again. Saint Laurent boots, snakeskin boots. I did one gig, and they're sitting in my closet, done. They hurt my feet. I want Velcro shoes. I'm old. I want comfy.
Okay.
I want comfy.
Okay, admitting that you're wearing Velcro shoes.
No, I'm not.
So much worse for me.
I want to ask your opinion about. Let's go fashion. What do you think about the Birkenstock shoes? Because I hated them.
No,
I hated them.
Girls,
what do you think?
Listen to me. I want to make a public, a PSA. Girls, women, gals, stop with the Birkenstocks, please. For God's sakes, girls, stop with the Birkenstocks.
Now, you see the problem with me is I hated those shoes forever, but now it's so embedded in my head. Everybody wears them. I go, well, they kind of look good now. It's almost like I got.
No.
It's like they made me flip.
No, you did flip. You flipped out, is what you did.
Look, there they are. There's the happy couple.
Oh, he looks good. She's pretty.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
Oh, good for them. And they just got married. That's wonderful.
Mazel. Look at them. Look at them. Look how happy they are. The ex-Miss Crosby.
Oh my
God. Because of me and the purse, you know what I did? I set her retirement up for her. There you go.
You know what? She should be paying you by stock.
I help all.
Exactly. Well, do me a favor.
I will do. I want to know, will you come back on the show again? Can I get you back on here? Listen, we have to go. I got to get to know more about you. I don't want to give it all away. I'll beg to get you back on.
Listen, we could talk for the next 6 hours and we still wouldn't give it all away.
No.
Of course I will.
Okay. I love having you on. You're so much fun.
It was really you're first of all, your wife like cracked me up in the beginning of this. I want her personal phone number because I want to.
I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna give it to her when I talk to her. But she's hilarious, and you're just an absolute sweetheart.
No, you're wonderful. You're wonderful. You know what? This is one thing crazy about this. You can meet some cool people out here, you know, and like. Mark Slaughter is one of those cool cats that I met out here. We became good friends, and now I get to meet you because of Earl. So I got to give Earl a big shout out there and thank you very much. He's really good people.
Yeah, he is. He's. See, I'm telling you, he wants a Sagar aftercard.
I like Steve.
I had a picture.
You don't need to read that. Don't worry about that. That's nonsense. I'll tell you the story. You know what? I'll release my dirt on you. You could release your dirt on me. When Amber, much deserved. Amber, what I did was I saw too many Warren Beatty movies. Did you ever meet Warren Beatty? You ever date him?
I read for Warren Beatty for the movie that he that and what's her name? Bugsy?
Bugsy?
Marrying.
The movie Bugsy?
Yeah, I read for that, and I met
Oh
him,
wow. Wow, you read
and
for it.
she's a killer. She's a phenomenal actress. So
Yeah.
she probably just blew me out of the water, and she got the role, and they ended up getting married, and I mean, they're still together. And I remember that audition up on off of Beverly Glen and Mulholland
Wow.
Drive. His offices were up there.
Wow. So you read for that
Yeah,
part. Wow, that's
yeah.
so cool. That's so cool. Were you nervous going in there to read for it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Um, yeah. But then, yeah, you just learn you got to get out of your head, and you do, or you're not gonna eat.
Yeah.
You know. So, but thank you, because I completely forgot that even
Well, you
happened.
better write that down because that's a good story for the book.
I know.
Put a note down there.
I'll send this YouTube piece to
You and I
my.
we need to have Yenta conversations like this because these are the conversations where you could take notes out of and go, you know what, that story right there. You need
Right.
to. That's right. That's right. Two Yentas together. That's great. I love it.
It's two Yentas start our own podcast together.
We should. I think we would do good,
Yentas.
you and I together. You make me look good on. We'd be good late nights with Adiga and Tawny. That'd be great.
Yentas, I love it.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. Listen, I'll let you go. I'll let you have fun. But before you go, I want to introduce you to my friend, the Vaultmeister. Bring him up. He played with Duran Duran really quick. And hold on one second, right here. Joe, welcome over here, Vaultmeister Travis.
Hello,
Tawny.
Tawny. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I loved hearing that you were with Duran. I was with them. I played drums with them from 1999 to 2001.
Oh my
So-
goodness.
So it was after I never had a chance to meet John Taylor. It was after he had left.
Oh, is he no longer in the band?
No, he is now.
I was saying, yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
lately that
Yeah.
there was a period that he took time off, and
Yeah, so what happened was he left,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
they had a bunch of other players come in, and I was one of those people. And then in 2001, it was during the last days of the Warren Cucurullo period with Duran Duran, and then they decided that they wanted to do a reunion with everybody, and we were out of a job. That's how that happened.
oh
That's
my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, it was okay.
Full claim to fame. I mean, to be in Duran Duran, that's pretty cool.
He's done a lot of Joe. You've done a lot of great gigs. Billy Idol.
Yep.
Well, you did in the Zappa.
Yeah,
You do the
my
Zappa
God.
thing now.
Love with Billy Idol
Yeah.
back in the day.
yeah, he
Yeah.
was fun.
Who wasn't?
He was great. He was
Was
so
he
great.
a guy?
Yeah, he was really fun. It was great to play drums behind him, and he had that guitar player with him too, Stefan.
I loved his guitar player. with
Yeah,
the
who,
black
who,
hair.
why am I
Stevens?
sp- yeah, it was Steve Stevens. It was
Stevens, yeah.
Steve at
Oh,
the
was
time.
that
So
Steve Stevens? That's
yeah, it was
right.
great.
Steve Stevens.
Who did he end up? Did he play for somebody after Billy?
He did. Vince Neil, didn't he? Remember for a short
Okay,
time?
Yeah.
I remember he must have played with somebody. I
He-
used to think Steve Stevens was so gorgeous. He
That's-
was my type back then, like that black long hair.
Yep, absolutely. He's a
that's
super
right.
cool guy too. He was really,
he?
really great. Yeah,
I never
absolutely.
never met him. Oh, that's
Yeah.
so cool.
God, Tawny, it was so
Oh.
great to hear your stories. I came in a little bit later, but it's just like, I mean, I grew up with all of that stuff. I mean, I loved Out of the Cellar when it came out. I loved the Whitesnake stuff. I loved everything that you were a part of. It's so great to get a chance to say hello to you. It's what a life, huh? What a life.
Oh, so true. Thank you so much. That's really sweet. And I was talking to my writer today, and I just said, you know what? I am such an extremely blessed human being. I mean, if you don't believe in a God of whoever your choice, whatever, I mean, for whoever it is up there to have put me in these
Mhm.
certain situations that maybe only one or two have happened in someone's life, but from my Van Halen days to my Ratt days to my Motley Crue days to the list goes on and on of just having such an amazing. I look back on my life and I'm really so grateful. I'm so grateful. Met
You
some
did have a
really amazing people, and it doesn't stop. I get to meet
it,
you, Joe, tonight.
yeah.
Stefan, I get to work with you. I mean, what a great life.
You really had a great, and it still keeps going. And you know what? Think about the era of all the bands you just mentioned, and it's the history of it. You know, when you were a kid back in the day, you talk about the Beatles and Stones. This is the era of that time when you think about it. And
Yeah,
Rock of Ages, when
you're
that came
right.
out, the Broadway show, Rock of Ages, when you see your history on a Broadway show, it's like Grease. Remember when Grease came out, and then
Right, right. Yeah.
it's
But
just wild.
when you're in it,
You don't. I know.
you don't think of it like that. You
No.
know, you really don't. It's hard for me to see it like that.
I didn't save anything from all the things the cool things I did. And Joe's been a part of a couple of cool things we've done together and stuff. But Joe's had a great career where you play with Steve Vai and all these great people. Joe,
so we have something in common there.
Oh
So-
yeah.
Well, Steve Vai played for Whitesnake.
Oh right, of course.
Oh,
yes.
did he really?
Of course. Yes, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we both know Steve.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
wow.
a sweetheart too.
Yeah.
He's a total sweetheart. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
But I remember I saw Whitesnake with that tour with Steve. I saw them because I was a student at Berklee College of Music in Boston at that time in 1990. So I saw him at the Worcester Centrum. It was great.
Oh
It
my
was so
God.
fantastic.
See right here?
It's the face of the 80s hairband videos I wanted to be. Oh,
Oh,
sweet.
that's my. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
so
you were.
sweet. Thank you. You know, I mean that is so sweet, and especially when I hear it coming from girls. I'm like, yes, you know, be a
Mhm. Yeah.
girl's girl and get, you know, women being nice to other women. That is just like so cool.
You know,
But I just want to say this about Steve Vai real quick.
Yeah.
What an amazing, I mean, he was not Eddie Van Halen, but what an amazing guitar player.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And the way
He really took it. He took it somewhere else, you know, because Eddie was like the reigning king for so long, right? And Steve just had the opportunity to just go to another place with the electric guitar, which was just how could you possibly do that? And he did it, you know.
He did it with more of a classical music style. You know, he was I mean, listen, for me, because of my ties with Van Halen, nobody is ever going to top Eddie as
Right.
far as I'm concerned. But what you just said is so true. I remember I loved Steve, you know, when he the way he would kick himself backwards when he'd play. He just had a way of like jumping backwards when he'd play. And I would just think, oh my God, please don't fall down. Please don't fall down. Every night, I just prayed Steve Vai would not eat it on stage.
Yes.
Because he would just run around and jump like a madman.
He was amazing.
He was
amazing.
Incredible.
Yeah, he really was. He was unbelievably inspiring to me. I mean, like, because I was, you know, I was a student still, and I hadn't had a professional career yet. So, you know, when you're in that transition from, you know, moving from Boston to Los Angeles and trying to get, you know, your life together and all that stuff. And I was watching those shows going, oh my God, I want to play so badly with this guy. Like, I just want to play with him, you know?
And you made it happen.
And it happened.
It happened.
Yep.
How did you meet him, Joe? How did you meet Steve?
Well, what happened was in 2006, Dweezil decided to do Zappa Plays Zappa. You know, he wanted to do the music of his dad, and I was the drummer for that. And Steve Vai was in the band for our first tour. So I got to tour with him for, you know, months, and he was wonderful.
Wow.
So you made a friendship.
Yeah.
And the respect
Wow.
and music.
Well,
That's great.
If you see him, tell him I said hi and I send my love to the entire family. Do they have kids now?
He's got 2 boys, Fire and oh god, I forget the other one. Shit, but yeah, I'm in touch with him a lot, so I'll definitely tell him that you said hello.
Yeah, those kids have got to be, because I remember, I think she was pregnant on the Whitesnake tour. So that had to have been like 86, 87.
Mm,
So, yeah, my goodness. Wow. What great
yeah.
memory.
This is
And,
see,
and Joe, you made it happen. You know,
yeah.
Yes.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, you know, I've been so blessed in my career to have met and played with the people that I've come across with. It's just been amazing. But you know, it's unbelievable too, because you know, for so long when you're a teenager and you know that you've got a talent and you know that you want to be a professional musician, but it's just you're not there yet, right? You're just like
Right.
you're in your formative years, you're getting there and stuff, and all the inspiration that you're getting and building up when you know all the bands that I loved, you were a part of all of that. You know, it's insane.
It
You
is
know,
insane.
Oh my
it's just
gosh.
crazy. So to get a chance to say hello to you is really wonderful. But yeah, I mean, you lived a life that people dreamed of, you know, and totally inspired. So yeah.
Wow.
That's
Thank you
right.
so much for saying that.
That's right.
That's so sweet. And I thank you. Thank
And you
you.
know what? Yeah,
Thank you.
you're really just a great person, a great person. You have a great sense of humor. You're easy to talk to.
Thank you.
You know what? I'll be calling you. My wife goes to sleep tonight.
Nice.
No, you're wonderful. I'm gonna have you introduce you to look, Amber, you poor thing. I'm gonna give you one more person, then we're gonna let you go. It's out Thursday. Every Thursday we have a doctor, Dr. G. So if you ever have a question or anything you want to know, he's a wonderful doctor. He's a big part of the show, but he talks a little too much sometimes. But this is his right here, Dr. G. He even has theme music called the Doctor Zone. But here you go, Dr. Z. Dr. Z. Dr. G, how you doing tonight?
Hey, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hey, Dr. G.
Dr. G, welcome. Tawny, the Vaultmeister, you right over here. Can you hear us okay, Dr. G?
I can indeed.
Oh, okay. Welcome.
Hi. How's it going? I've been seeing a little bit about you flirting with Tawny here. So what's up with that, Seven?
You know, Dr. G, I'm trying to get the ratings up here, so don't kill the brand over here. Now, Dr. G, do you have any albums on that she's been on to cover? Any of the Ratt albums yourself?
I don't.
You don't.
Sorry, Tawny. I mean,
I do.
I do recognize you from all the wonderful videos and things, but I don't have any of the covers or anything else like that. So,
if you could ask her one question, what would it be?
I don't have any questions for
medical
Tawny.
a medical question. How about you, Tawny? You have any medical questions?
That's gonna be a medical question.
I have a question.
Okay.
Go
I have
Joe,
a question. Of all the places that you traveled in with the bands that you were around, what's your favorite like like Italy, London, England, Hawaii, New York City? What's your favorite place that you went that you really enjoyed seeing and being in?
Off the top of my head, I'd have to say Japan.
Sorry, what?
I'd have off the top of my head, without saying Bora Bora and those type of places, which I love. I have to say Japan.
Oh yeah.
I have to say
Yes.
Osaka. Where else did we go? We spent
Tokyo?
a month over there. Tokyo.
Yeah.
We played all the major cities, and I remember you guys know Adrian Vandenberg.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Flying Dutchman, as he's known in the business.
Yes.
He's about 6'5", big, tall guy, blonde hair. And here we are in Japan, and I'm at the lobby waiting for the elevator, and the elevator door opens up, and there's Adrian with his hair, because he has long blonde hair, all pulled up in a baseball hat, and he's trying to disguise himself so nobody recognizes him. First of all, we're in Japan, where nobody is taller than 5'5", right? and he's 6'5", and I'm like, Adrian, like 5'10", like no one's taller than 5'10" in Japan. Like, Adrian, why is your hair in a baseball hat? You're 6'5". Who's not going to recognize you? Everybody knows Whitesnake's in town. He's one of the sweetest guys, and I'll never forget seeing all that hair up in a baseball hat, and the poor thing thinking he's hiding his identity in Tokyo. When
Yeah.
he's from the Netherlands, and he's just a rock star. I mean, it was so sweet that he thought he could do that and get away with it.
That's awesome. Yeah,
It may
Japan
not
is-
mean anything to anybody else, but at the time, it was just the sweetest. If you know Adrian, it's such a sweet story about him.
yeah. And Japan is the best.
And
Japan
Japan's
is
one-
it is a good place. Are you, Tawny? Are you a sushi person?
Oh yeah.
Me too. Me
And
too.
the
too.
Kobe beef, and the real Kobe beef, Joe, in Japan, not the Kobe beef
Unbelievable.
over
Oh
here.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's just so delicious. Oh,
It's
Yeah.
mind blowing. Like,
it is.
when you see it on the menus here in the States, don't you just go, "That's not real"?
No.
not real.
You know, let me tell you something. I'm a big food person, and Dr. G, don't take offense to this, but moving to the Central Coast, it's like Devil's Island there. Those people out there aren't human. They don't know. And anybody's watching, I'm being straight out the gate. They don't know real food. You can't. It's like the end of Goodfellas. You can't find good marinara sauce. growing up in Brooklyn and Manhattan, then we went to Los Angeles. It's just, you go there. It's like, when I was a kid,
Where do you live?
well, I was in the Central Coast, but I can't say that people.
No,
Some
I know in
people.
California, New York.
I was living in West
You're not-
Hollywood,
Okay.
and then I was living in the Central Coast, and in the Central Coast, the food where I was living over there is not the Dr. G. There's no Jewish delis. You can't find a knish.
There really isn't. No, I wouldn't even know what a knish was if it just
See?
jumped up and slapped me in the face.
San Luis Obispo.
Oh,
San
oh.
Luis Obispo.
And
Yeah.
thank you so much, because he lost me. Dr. G, where do you live?
I am in the same basic area, San Luis Obispo County.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. All right.
Yeah, that's
And
big
Joe,
time.
for everybody else, where are you residing?
Me?
Yeah.
You.
I'm in North Hollywood, right next to Burbank.
Oh, you are. Okay.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful
all right.
downtown Burbank.
Yeah.
So you could go to IKEA and play in the balloons right now, right? You go down there to IKEA. Dr. G, let me ask you: are the shots opening? The vaccines, are they opening up all over, or what? You have to be over a certain age to get them?
We'll get there. They're still tiered in our state, but I do think by the end of the month, everybody will be able to get shots. We'll be able to get back to normal. Not that some chunks of the country aren't getting back to normal even without that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to make sure. I want to make sure Tawny's okay. I want to make sure she's taking care of herself over there. Safe.
Thank you. Now, Dr. G, am I going to be able to am I just like my pharmacy? I found out the pharmacy that I use, it's a mom and pop pharmacy. It's not a CVS or anything. They're doing vaccines. So I called them, like a month or so ago, and they were like, you're too young. You can't get the shot yet. Can I
Right.
call them now and make an appointment because Biden said go ahead?
well, where do you live?
Newport Beach.
Oh, so California. So no, you're a few weeks away. I think you're a few weeks away until we open up and get rid of all those tiers. So you're getting close. Getting close.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what? So like maybe the end of March or end of April.
I'm actually hoping early April that I know Biden said shoot for May 1st. I think it'll open up sooner than that because they have enough vaccines. It's just a matter of getting it to the places. So the vaccines are there. It's just a matter of getting it and the distribution set up and things like that. So once it really gets to the CVS's, Rite Aids, Walmart, Costco, those kinds of venues, it will all open up and we'll stop this kind of ridiculous tiering thing we've been doing because there's enough people who want to get the vaccine that aren't in those tiers and it's been slowing us down.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
Are we
have
so
you
good?
heard of anybody sitting down for the shot and turning to the person that's giving the shot and asking who the shot's by, and having them say it's Johnson & Johnson, and having the person unroll their sleeve and go, no, thank you, bye-bye.
They
Well,
tell you-
Johnson & Johnson only got to the EUA, whatever, about a week ago. So I think, they are, I think everybody should make a conscious decision. If you are going to inject a medicine into your arm, you should know what it is. So when you make an appointment, you should say, hey, the Moderna and the Pfizer are worthwhile. The Johnson & Johnson is not up to the same category, so I wouldn't use that. It's not the right platform. It's not the right vaccine. So no, I personally, if I made an appointment I didn't know and they said this is Johnson & Johnson, I would leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Then what was the next question I was going to ask you? Someone else take the wheel.
Well, I was going to ask you, don't they? I love Tony only was going to give me 30 minutes, but she stayed longer tonight. You see, me and
Yeah,
you,
she's working on an hour and a half here.
hey,
Well,
Dr. J,
Yeah.
Go.
I want to ask you, for Tawny, don't they tell you what you're going to get before you go to the appointment?
Actually, through our county, through public health, they pretty much you make the appointment, you go up there, and they just tell you as you're waiting in line. I mean, it's not like your arm is exposed or anything else at the time. Then they tell you, hey, this is just Moderna for first or second shots, or Pfizer. That's the way it was for so long. Obviously, there's a third vaccine in line, so it'll be a little bit more complicated. But I'm hoping because of that third vaccine that they'll have enough that, again, when everybody makes an appointment, you can say, hey, I want Moderna. And they say, no, we aren't opening that up today. And then you can try to find CVS or Rite Aid or whatever else. So it'll get that way. I do think it's smart for people to actually make a conscious choice about that. And so Johnson & Johnson is not as good a vaccine. They're selling it, this is public health. This is marketing. I mean, you guys all know marketing. They're just marketing it as being as good because they're trying to get, people to just, stand in line and just do what the powers that be, are telling you to do, and make, selling for Johnson & Johnson. So, it's marketing,
How refreshing is it to get a doctor who's going to be honest with you, 100% honest? Because, I mean, Stefan, have you heard nothing but all the vaccines are the same, and go ahead and here Dr. J is telling us the truth, which is the question that I had. I was really curious about that.
Yeah. And you know what? He's a godsend. I mean, I met him through my wife Amber, because Amber used to a pharmaceutical rep. She would go to the office, and Amber, if I went with her at the time, she'd make me sit in the car like a dog with the windows shut. Usually,
I just heard about that, by the way.
Yeah.
You were hidden in the car, which is kind of funny.
But Dr. G, I interviewed him one time on the show, and my other co-host in our morning show called him a prick, and they got into it was
irresponsible prick. Irresponsible prick. Come on, let's get this straight.
That's right. And that weekend turned out to be a nightmare for my wife and I. Was trying to have a relaxing weekend with my wife in Paso Robles wine country. It wasn't relaxing, but anyway, I go, he has a sense of humor. He's funny. He'll get it. And actually he has a great sense of humor, but his knowledge is incredible. He's on point. And I love having him, and he's a great doctor. He's actually became a great friend. Also, him and his wife Miranda is my co-host during the week too. So Dr. G, fantastic. It's just they're a great bunch of people. But he's so he sits down and says the truth, and really, there's not many doctors that care. This guy actually cares. I'm hyping you up, Dr. G, but
that's really nice of you.
You have a newsletter, and you send out for people with all this information, because he's any questions you have, ask him. Ask him now. I mean,
I do actually have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I have it's 50-50 split, Dr. G, between my friends, where half of them are like unequivocally, I'm gonna get the shot. The other half are like, this has been rushed through much too quick for my liking. I'm not taking any of the shots. What do you say to those people that think that the process has been rushed through much too quick through our health through what is the CDC?
It's really simple, people, that this mRNA technology was around for 15, 20 years, and it's been slow played because it is actually a better form a vaccine than the rest of the vaccines. So I think what happened is when we had this pandemic, something had to occur. All you have to do is sequence the virus, and then you sequence this protein, this spike protein. Once you have that done, you can just make it, because you don't have to go through the incubation and the immortalized fetal cells, and it could go on and on from this point. But it's the old platform that really became antiquated, and now we have a way of making a vaccine in a safe way, without adjuvants, without the preservatives, in a much better way. And I think that's a little scary to the powers that be. So it wasn't rushed. See, this is the thing, is that no, we have the ability to make these vaccines now almost on point using this technology, not the old one. Okay. And
Right.
what we have is something safer and better. It's understandable, because even when I started off this pandemic a year ago, I said, I think there's a 1 or 2% chance that there's going to be a safe, effective vaccine, because I didn't incorporate in my thinking this technology, the old ones. And when I say that, the Johnson & Johnson uses the old techniques. It came out very fast. And we do know that way of using the aluminum adjuvants, you can induce autoimmunity, you can induce allergic disease. We already know that about them. Okay, so the obvious question you might say is, hey, Gary, how do you know for sure that we will not get any long-term complications from this
Right.
vaccine? And nobody can guarantee you that, obviously. And so, but every marker that you have to look for evidence of autoimmunity, there's much lower evidence with these vaccines. Nobody can tell you it's zero, okay? But is it safer? Because if you just don't factor in the 530,000 deaths. Why would we do that? The fact that the American Medical Association says, you know what, once we really get the data, it's probably about 50% higher than that. Okay, because the data has been suppressed, that was taken away from the CDC. So there's much higher death total than we've been led to believe. And 10 to 30% of people have long COVID, meaning all the complications from this virus. This is actually really a horrific pandemic. That changes this equation of risk to benefit ratios, everybody. So the people who don't think they're going to get the vaccine haven't been paying attention. Okay, because it's really a very significant problem we're dealing with. And Tawny, you don't know this about me, but the reason I was the irresponsible prick, there's a whole variety of them, but we'll stick to the one that was relevant, is that I don't recommend vaccines on average. I always talk to people about the terrain being more important than the organism, and that's basically almost always true. Take care of yourself, and you do not need the frickin' flu vaccine. It doesn't work anyways. It's a horrible platform, and if you just took care of yourself, you don't need the frickin' flu vaccine.
I never took the flu vaccine in my life.
And nor do I, because you don't need to. And so
Tony, have you taken it, the flu vaccine?
Always. This is the first year that I didn't take the flu vaccine.
Really?
Very smart of you, because they were really hyping it this year, even though everybody knew that this was going to be a very low flu year. So they were trying to oversell it and be very clear, people. That's another sales pitch. So why were they trying to sell the flu vaccine when it was irrelevant for coronavirus? Because they had nothing else to sell you. And furthermore, we know from the flu vaccine that it could increase your risk of coronavirus infections, because it suppresses your immunity against other infections. Part of the reason why you don't get the flu vaccine. So it was really one of the worst things to hype, but it was so overhyped this year, even compared to other years. And so, yes, so there's a lot of marketing and a lot of problems with public health. Hopefully it'll get better, everybody. But the friends that won't get this, hopefully they're just a little nervous about the speed this came through. That's actually reasonable. They didn't realize it's a new technology. That new technology could scare them, but the new technology is better than the old technology. Just sort of like, they stand in line for the new Apple phone i20 or whatever we're up to. But like it's always something better. Well, this is actually something better, everybody. So, and it has such a huge chance of improving, again, we're still we're still at that place where every 2 days instead of every 1 day, we're losing a World Trade Center of humans in this country.
Wow.
The nadir where we plateaued now is higher than almost any time in the past. Okay, so this virus could spike up with this UK variant and things like that, even despite the vaccine. So there's a whole host of people out there and states in our country that aren't paying attention. So it's going to spike again. So that's why I want them to get rid of all the tiering that they're doing and let everybody who wants to get a vaccine get one of any age, by the way. Again, over 16, by the way. It's not been studied in under 16-year-old. Do not get it if you're pregnant or lactating women. With a few criteria out there. It's a time for us all to do some things to protect ourselves, because everybody, when I was talking about this vaccine before, I was saying to protect my patients, which of course is true. The more I read about this, the more I look at how serious long COVID is, the more I'm happy I got it for myself. By the way, I could get it early because I was a healthcare professional. Still am, I believe.
Yeah.
You know,
You just so many things in there that I wanted to touch upon, to talk about the variant, about the 16-year-olds. The vaccines haven't been tested against the variant of the UK variant. Am I saying it correctly?
The UK variant, yes. That's the primary one that's circulating around. The good news is the data from Israel, that's the primary virus. They're having huge success, and they're just at the point of getting to peer review where that data comes out. The reason Israel, they're a little bit ahead of us in terms of percent of their population vaccinated. So the data is very encouraging, but that's also why I would get the Moderna vaccine or the Pfizer, and because 2 shots gives you antibody levels that seem to be, according to the in vitro studies, according to some of the practical stuff out there, adequate for covering at least this variant. We'll cover every variant in the future. We'll deal with that in the future. But for right now, it does seem to be working against the UK variant and most of the variants that seem to be circulating at this point.
Well, if you don't,
maybe musicians will be able to work again.
well, if you don't
Yes.
get the shots in the end, long run, if you don't get it, you can't go anywhere. You can't
No.
travel, right?
Right. I mean, but yeah. I would definitely, get the vaccines and then go back to normal. It was like the other day when we were talking, would I go to Disney World or Disneyland? And the answer is not yet.
I'm too
If I'm
paranoid. I just got the first shot. My arm is, I got a couple of days ago, Dr. G, when I called you up, I was like freaking out. I called his
That's
wife
right,
up.
yeah.
I turned into Woody Allen in the car. They gave me the shot through the car. I drive, and then my arm, then the guy looked at me, goes, 30 minutes or 15 minutes. I go, I don't know. They didn't tell me. I wasn't paying attention. I go, I just want to get the fuck out of here. And the guy goes, you look 15 minutes. Go over there. I go, how do I look 15 minutes? What the hell? I could be. So then I'm sitting there in my car waiting, and I start feeling loopy. And I called, my wife wasn't around, so I called your wife up, and I go, Miranda, I feel loopy. I feel loopy. And she goes, you're fine. Drink water. I go, I got to pick my daughter up now. I don't know if I could make, and I called my wife up. I don't know if I could drive. I was like all crazy in my head.
It's very, very Woody Allen. Which
I was
I'm watching
Very Woody Allen, yes.
So nuts. But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm glad I got it. Amber just did the second one, and Doctor, you did both You did both vax already. You got both,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I got
Fully
the
vaccinated,
Pfizer.
says Miranda.
Dr. G, my housekeeper brought me a paper over the other day that she wanted me to look at for her. It was from she has Medicare or Medi-Cal, or she's under 65, so it's Medicare.
Medi-Cal under 65.
So she has Medi-Cal. I'm reading this paper, and it says that if you are under the age of 16, they're going to give you a gift card for $25. So they're encouraging, yes, the state of California, they're encouraging kids under the age of 16 to get the vaccine.
Wow.
And I read this.
I was not aware of that.
Isn't that horrible?
That is
You haven't heard-
horrific. Yeah, no, I hadn't heard of that.
Wow.
Well, that's the problem is, that we do these trials. And of course, if you were making this vaccine, you would exclude people that have, had the virus previously. Of course, you never want to experiment on pregnant or lactating women. So you exclude them. Children have a different response because they're not just small adults, as they say. So they've been excluded from the trials. And as you know, this stuff just came out in December, okay, in terms of the first EUA that was done. And so on that order, then why would you exclude people in these trials? And then when it comes out and say, hey, well, we should just do it in all you people anyways. And again, that was why I was so concerned about the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology not making a blanket statement. If you are a pregnant woman or lactating, do not get this vaccine, because we simply do not know what effect it has on you, because we don't. Now, be clear, everybody, it might be just fine. I mean, but we don't know, and so might be, and so
the operative word.
Exactly. So let's have there more studies going on. It sounds to me like they're going to take the Medi-Cal populations, which are, again, now so those are going to be people without the ways and means usually. And so we're going to say, hey, you'd be a great study population. Let's give you a little bit of money so that we can get your kid vaccinated, or get people vaccinated who are on the Medi-Cal program, who are obviously not going to be the wealthiest of people. And this is also why people of color are so have such a higher rate of not trusting this vaccine, because people of color have been experimented on before by our government and by our country. What if that again? And Tawny, I just hadn't heard that before. But let's say if they're doing that, that's basically sounds like experimental medicine. And I couldn't recommend that. Might it be safe? Might be, but that's the whole thing. I want to know before I put my kid through this. We have a little beautiful little almost 3-year-old at home. He's not going to get a vaccine. Good gosh, he hasn't gotten any. Back to this previous thing, he's closing in on 3, and he hasn't gotten a single vaccine. And I don't know which one he might get, but I'll always evaluate the risk to benefit ratios to them. So, but yeah, I that would be horrifying to me, Tawny, if they were trying to encourage people on Medi-Cal, because that would go back to this whole idea of we can experiment on poor people. And so, but that wouldn't shock me, obviously, if, but I just hadn't heard about that. Wow. That's
now you'll be investigating this one.
I'll look it up. Yeah.
Definitely look into that one.
Right.
I know. From everything that I read, that stuck out at me. I was like, wait a second. I was specifically not told specifically, but I mean, I heard it, and I'm so happy that you were here to answer that question, because I just read it on Friday.
Wow.
That's wild.
A little bit horrifying, but that would go into this whole idea, because they were, there was an editorial in New England Journal of Medicine sometime in the middle of last year. And, we should bring back human experimental studies on this coronavirus, meaning paying people to get the virus and see what happens. And that is and this is for the greater good. Now, they always say stuff in experiments in medicine for the greater good. They, that's what they were trying to sell people. That's what the Nazis did with the Nuremberg doctors. So once they go down this pathway and say for the greater good, we just need to experiment on you. Here, we'll give you money. It's always going to be going after the people with the least amount of money, and that's not ethical. And so, but yeah, anyways, I'm not trying to get too dark there. Sorry about that.
That's okay. You're Dr. G. That's okay.
We're glad you did, right?
Yeah.
This is fine stuff in the show.
We can blame Tawny. Yeah.
No. I think this is important stuff to bring awareness, and we could. She's the guest. She's the guest. Yeah. I want to impress her anyway. I want her to come back. So whatever Tawny wants, Tawny gets. You want a doctor? I got you,
right.
Doctor.
There you go.
You got Joe.
You want to know about Steve? I got Joe. But remember, Tawny. Remember one thing, Donnie.
Well, the guy the other day saying.
Remember one thing. It's all about me, honey. It's all about me. Because I'll mute them all. I'll mute everybody. You guys stop moving on my woman here. Oh, hold on. You want a Wilson bag? I'll get you that too. Whatever you want. I'll get you Coach. I'll get you. You want to go to Walmart or Target? What do you like better?
Neiman Marcus.
All right, I'm going to take you there.
Hurry before they close.
I'm going to get it. I have a chair in the back of my car. You know what? I'm going 2 a.m. when my wife's asleep, and I'm going to get you something nice. Go through her purse and. This is such a fun show tonight. You know what? I got to thank everybody for here tonight. This is great. This is fun.
Thanks for letting me come on and say hi to Tawny.
Oh,
yes.
So, such a pleasure. I'm going to follow you.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Do it, Tawny.
As soon as we get off here, and I'm going to
Right.
follow you.
We'll definitely,
Okay.
Yeah.
vote. I think she won. I mean, come on.
And follow Stefan, and
Yeah,
Stefan
this is
follows
great.
Tawny.
This is great. I'll have Amber email you everything and text you everything. But no, this is great. I want to thank. But before you guys don't log out, my guest tonight, I want to thank everybody in the chat for watching. This was not the regular Talking Wax. Usually, what we're doing the games, and you win everything from our guys at Spinners, which I gotta give them a shout out. The lovely guys from Spinners right here. If you're looking for any good vinyl, give them a call at 615-614-1771. If you can't find it, they'll find it for you. If you're tired of the old, bring it in, sell it, trade it. If it's even a relationship you don't want, they'll take it and they'll give you something better. Look, Spinners Record Shop. All righty. How's that? That's a good spot.
Can they
huh?
find me my 2 Rat album covers? that I
You know
want?
what? I'm gonna ask them.
I'll bet you they could.
I bet they could.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for you on that
Oh,
one.
that would be awesome.
I will Spinners right now. I want you to find those rat records and middlepathmedicine.com. You guys go on the site. Not only does this guy, Dr. G, have some stuff. Dr. G, one time I did this show and I took something that I don't know what I put too much of something in my tea, but I don't know what happened to me, but it was Dr. G made me feel all right. Elvis had Dr. Nick, I got Dr. G.
I didn't give him any drugs, Tawny. Don't.
I want some, whatever it is. If it wasn't drugs, I want some.
Yeah.
No, he has
Very good.
He has vitamins, supplements, all that good stuff. And you know what? Call them up, and they have a great newsletter, right? What about the newsletter, Dr. G? You
We have
sell
a newsletter. We do the IGTV things. So yeah, no, we're trying to get, this whole integrative medicine thing. Middle Path is really about somewhere in between the hype of the Western medicine, but also, some of the hype from natural medicine too, and try to get kind of closer to whatever the truth is out there, because there is a discernible truth, everybody. It's just a matter of, like with Tawny's friends, that getting people to realize that there's good information that we can access to make better decisions for our healthcare. That's what we try to do.
That's what you got to do. And
I
Tawny,
got one more question for Tawny, really quick.
what
one
the hell are
more.
you doing? What are you doing?
I want to know, is her dog a Bichon Frise?
Don't try
No,
to.
Steve, he's a Labradoodle.
Oh,
He's a
Well, you know
Labradoodle.
about what are you, Dr. Doodle down there? You know about
I saw the dog's face and I went, oh my God, look at
Oh,
it.
there it is. Yeah, there you go.
That's
I
Steve
don't
right
cut
there.
His hair, I let it grow, so he
Let's
looks
see
like
Steve.
a Bichon.
Oh,
Yeah, he does.
Aw,
A little bit.
that's
that's
really-
Okay.
that's easy. Look how cute he is.
I love
Steve.
it.
He doesn't look like a Steve. He doesn't look like a Steve.
You don't think
Does
he
he?
looks Steve? What do you think he looks like?
He looks like Benji. Benji.
Or Fluffy or something.
Remember
Yeah.
the TV show Benji, the movie Benji when we were kids? You guys don't
Of
remember Benji?
course.
That's a way back. That was, yeah.
It's not that old.
How about Michael Jordan, about the rat? Didn't he have? What was that?
Michael J. Ben.
Ben, yeah,
Ben.
Oh, that's right, Ben. Yeah.
But-
whatever. Yeah.
But there was
Ben.
the original. Do you remember the original Willard before that one?
No.
No. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you like?
maybe.
Yeah, Tawny. Do you like horror films?
No, I was in one. I can't even watch the one that I was in.
Really?
And I
Which
don't
one were you in?
know- Sorry,
What movie were you in? Which horror
I was
film?
in a movie called Witchboard.
Oh, yes, I
Witchboard.
remember that movie.
I starred in a movie called Witchboard.
Oh, that's a good
I
movie
like
to
it.
watch. Then I want to watch that. I
can't
like
even
it.
watch it, and I know how it was made. It's so scary.
Mhm.
Really, it was scary. Huh?
Yeah.
Did anything weird happen on the set?
Well, it was the movie was about my character gets sucked into this world of the Ouija board.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there was some weird. It was like, did you move that? No, I didn't move that. Did you move that?
No.
Yeah.
No
So,
way. Wow.
Have you ever had a Ouija board actually do that?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
yeah. I
Wow.
have
It's
Really?
crazy.
Did you
Oh,
really?
So crazy. And we had to have one on the set, every day, 18 hours a day. And it got, it was scary. It was really scary.
It is.
Wow. That is
So-
scary.
Yeah. And I had scenes where I had to play with it by myself, and I
Oh my
would talk to the character that was trying to take over my being, and then I turned into the character, and it's I'm happy that I did it because it's one of those films that like every Halloween everybody watches it.
Yeah.
So it's like being in a Christmas movie or something. So it makes me happy that my kids get, like every Halloween, their moms, after I'm gone, their mom's still going to be in a movie that comes out, So I'm all about my kids now.
That's
That's
awesome.
great.
That's awesome.
It's about our kids, right? You guys?
It is. It really is about the kids, man. No doubt. No doubt on that.
Steve is unbelievable. Look at that dog.
Yeah.
Look at Steve doesn't like Steve doesn't like you checking out Tawny, Joe. Look at you.
Oh,
He's
hey.
look at Steve. Steve's like, you better
Mine.
kick back, Joe. Just relax, Joe. He's like,
He's such a good boy.
but look at him. Look at the dog.
Oh, see?
Whoa!
Whoa.
Oh, I got to see the movie. Now I got to see. They say weird things, like if there's a movie about movies, like about The Exorcist and all these the Amityville horrors, weird things that happen on the set. And I love all the spooky stuff. We're gonna have you back. This has been so much fun. Ouija board shouldn't be messed with. That's how we ended up with Corey. That's true. That's okay. Thank God he's not here. Everybody, I want to thank Tawny. Where can everybody find you? If anybody, yeah.
Wow. Well, on Facebook, Instagram,
You're all over the place.
Stories, Twitter, and I'm verified on Snapchat, TikTok.
Oh God.
Yeah, all those platforms. Come visit me. Come
Okay.
watch my fun Instagram stories.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. You guys wait right here for 1 second. My guest, don't go. I'm gonna run the intro. We're gonna get out of here. Everybody else,
Talking wax.